how do you go from community garden to 80 acres? Like I'm in the city. I've only lived in Atlanta, DC, New York. Now I've spent time in North Carolina out on a farm. I go every summer. I've been around chickens, pigs, goats. I've
Oh,
been
that's
to
amazing.
areas that are rural, but I can't even conceptualize 80 acres. So how do you go from community garden to something that large?
Well, here's the thing. So of the 80 acres, probably about 75% of it, we're doing forest farming. So we are the maple syrup, the mushrooms, the fiddleheads and ramps. So it's a forest, right? So if that makes you feel a little bit better, whittling it back down, I've got about 4 acres of orchard, some of it young, some of it old. So that's things like apple trees, cherry trees, chestnut, peach, plum, apricot, right? So that's less intensive management. And then in my orchard, Justin Butts, who's our livestock manager, we have the sheep going through and we have the poultry going through. So the chickens and the guinea fowl, the ducks, the geese. So it's integrated between the trees and the livestock. And I mentioned that because that's a bit less labor intensive than what we have on the other side of the farm. We have a couple acres that's more intensive of vegetables and also small fruits. So your raspberries, your blueberries, strawberries interspersed with the medicinal herbs like mint, echinacea, bee balm, all of that. That's a little bit more intensive. So the patchwork works out. You know, if it was 80 acres of just vegetables, we'd have to be highly mechanized to be able to manage that at the labor level we have. But it's pretty manageable because of the choice of crops that we do. And I'm hoping maybe to get into fiber one day. I'm very inspired by a black farmer outside of Atlanta, Georgia named Keisha Cameron at High Hog Farm, who's also on our board. And she's been peer pressuring me to get into fiber. So we'll see how we can diversify as we go forward. But, you know, I worked on farms of various sizes. The many hands, we manage about 4 acres of vegetables. And let's see, the food project was about 40 acres of vegetables plus the urban garden. So it's been a mix of scales, but it's not as hard as you would think to scale up. You know, if you can grow a community garden and you like to work hard, you can scale up. You'll be all right.